You are listening to Unleashed and Aligned podcast, and I'm your host, Coach Felicia. The sacral chakra is going to be above the root chakra, and this is going to be located below the belly button in the body. The energy color of this chakra is going to be orange in color. And this chakra connects us to our creativity, our sexuality, our power and control, our ethics and honor in relationships. And it really talks about that one-on-one relationship. The sacral truth of this chakra is honor one another. I love that this chakra really symbolizes a shift from the tribal norms to seeking that personal and physical relationships, these one-on-one connections. And what does that mean for us? How is our energy with power and control contributing to our one-on-one connections and our one-on-one relationships? How do we manage power and control within our life? How do we manage creativity? Are we emphasizing how important it is to get our creativity out in the world? And creativity doesn't mean you're painting pictures and you're this amazing artist, right? You can be creative in the way you speak, in the way you teach, in the way you dress, in the way you act and feel. There's so many ways that we can express our creativity. We are endless amounts of creativity, but are you allowing that creativity to flow through you, move through you, really allowing it to come to fruition, to produce in itself? Are you embracing your sexuality? How are you feeling in terms of your sexuality? How are you with power and control within your life, within your relationships, within relation to creativity and sexuality? This chakra also governs money and our relationship to money. Are we controlling with money? Does money have control and power over us? There's so many things to explore within this chakra. It's so amazing. And one of the things that I really want to emphasize is the sacred truth, honor one another, because this is so important, not only in your relationships with others and how you're interacting with others, but what kind of energy are you allowing for others to maybe pull from you? Your power system, that energy, that Gaia, that prana, that is our energy source, our life source. When we're thinking of this in terms of our relationship with other people, are you allowing other people to pull some of that energy away from you? Does other people dictate how you're being creative, how you're moving through life? Do they have control or power over you? What does your one-on-one relationships look like? What does your intimate relationships look like? And I love exploring this because I think that there's so many things that we seek outside of ourselves to tell us how we should act and be in the world. One of those things is how society or our environment may dictate how we view like personal relationships, partnerships, or how much somebody should be quote unquote putting up with within a relationship. One of the other sides of this is just like understanding how honoring one another can enhance our experiences, right? Acknowledging these unique qualities in everybody, understanding that it doesn't matter what nationality you are, where you came from, what your skin color looks like, the way you talk. We are all interconnected and we should honor one another. So practicing this truth really enhances that harmony, that unity, that cooperation, and helps us transcend our differences and embrace that interconnectedness, and ultimately contributes to a more compassionate and loving world. But it also stems from how you're moving through your relationships and what kind of boundaries you have in those relationships. So some of the things that you can look at when you're looking at this sacred truth, honor one another, you can look at, are you active listening and valuing others' thoughts? Do you have a tendency to think about the thing that you're going to say while the other person's talking, or are you present in that moment and really paying attention to what somebody else is contributing to that conversation? Acknowledging each person's uniqueness without judgment. Maybe you got brought up that you don't have tattoos, or piercings are weird, or dyeing your hair, or cutting your hair a certain way, or the way you speak, the way you dress. You're engaging with somebody with one of those qualities that you're like, this isn't the way I was raised, or this isn't how you're supposed to conduct yourself. And really understanding that they have unique qualities and they're their own person, and we can have a conversation and we can honor them without judgment. Treating others with compassion during disagreements. This is an amazing one to think about. How many disagreements have you had with somebody where you are like, they don't understand, I can't talk to you anymore? Really understanding and having compassion for what that other side looks like, where they're coming from. And when you're seeking to understand where a person's coming from within any kind of discussion, but specifically within disagreements, we can really start to help not only navigate the conversation better, but to understand that person's point of view and where they're coming from. And even if their values or beliefs are different than ours, it helps us understand how they act, how they think, and how they might feel. And supporting and uplifting those in need. This doesn't mean you hear about a tragedy on the radio and you send a bunch of money somewhere, or this doesn't mean that you're sacrificing feeding yourself or your family for feeding somebody else. This can be as simple as sending blessings and prayers, sending that loving energy vibration to somebody, just acknowledging and putting it out into the universe that you are thinking about them and that you send love and compassion their way. Celebrating others' achievements without envy. This one can seem like something that's obvious. Oh, of course we're going to do that. But really look in at situations in your life, because sometimes when we are striving for something and we see somebody else achieve it, we can often go internal and get really down on ourselves and think that we are not doing enough or we are not good enough. Envy can show up in that way. Doesn't always have to be snarky comments or being rude. It can literally be having some judgments upon ourselves, and really being able to celebrate everybody and understanding that we are all where we're supposed to be. You are exactly where you need to be for your highest development and your highest growth. Respecting personal boundaries and autonomy. So when we are creating our boundaries, when I'm creating my boundaries, when you're creating your boundaries, we often don't think about other people's boundaries. When we want somebody to honor our boundaries, we need to definitely give that same respect back and honor somebody else's boundaries. Fostering a sense of unity and connection. This is amazing because when I think about the root chakras all as one, I can really have that sense of unity and connection within the cosmos. And then when you look at this, honor one another, that's how we can see it within everybody else. I don't believe that anybody ever pops into our life by accident. Nothing is by coincidence. So when we look at it that way, we can really take a step back and say, what are these people doing in our lives that is teaching us, that is helping us learn, helping us grow, helping us develop? Sometimes it's patience. Sometimes it's honoring ourselves and letting go of a relationship. Sometimes it's reflecting on our truest desires and what we need. And sometimes it's as simple as sending them a blessing and having that boundary up where we're not communicating, because it's how we feel the safest, but we are also honoring them and blessing them and sending love their way. Practicing forgiveness to promote healing in relationships. I absolutely love this one. I think it's amazing. Forgiveness is definitely more about the person that is doing the forgiving than it is about the forgivee, if you will. So many people don't want to forgive and they want to harbor and hold on to that energy and that resentment. It's curious as to why that is. Why do you feel the need to carry this negative energy within you, harboring in your cell tissues, vibrating throughout your body, when you could just release it and expand? Are you afraid of the evolution that could bring to you? Are you afraid of what you would have to let go, what kind of personalities that you would have to let go and shed to be a person that forgives somebody that did them wrong? Being mindful of the positive impact of your words and your actions. This is part of being conscious, walking through the world, really paying attention to how you are impacting others, and that ripple effect that everybody brings to everybody. Your words really do have weight to them. They have a vibration to them. They have energy to them. I catch myself all the time, and maybe you will now that we have discussed this, but it would be curious to see how it shows up in your life. But when we say things and we're talking, and just like today, I was talking to a family member and she was talking about yard work and how it was killing her back hurt or whatever, and it was just killing her to do it. And I was like, pay attention to your words. You want to make sure you're paying attention to those words. It's the same as saying, I don't know how to do something. A lot of times in business, especially being an entrepreneur, we can get caught up in I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I don't know. And it's really important to pay attention to that and reframe those words. And I just love, I'm learning to get better at this. I am learning how to figure it out. I really try to pay attention to that, but I have amazing peers and mentors and teachers that remind me of this when I'm speaking to, and it is really hard, but really working on being conscious of what you're saying and what you're putting out there into the universe. Expressing gratitude for others' presence and contributions. I think this is amazing when we appreciate those around us. And I think expressing gratitude is just an amazing thing. I wasn't one that practiced it years ago, and it really changes the vibration in your body. It changes your mood. It feels so good. So it's like, why not do it, right? But having gratitude for the presence and the contributions of people in your life, not only the ones that you feel are supporting you and expanding you in a positive way, but those ones that you're like, I don't know what the impact was of this guy, but I didn't need it. But you really did. Everybody's teaching you something. Every negative comment, every mean thing that happened, every circumstance that feels like it's not for you, it is for you. Everybody was meant to be here at this time for you for a reason. You don't have to rack your brain as to why is this person in my life? I don't understand it. It's okay to not know, but just know that it is for your highest growth and highest learning. And I think when you start to peel the emotional attachment back from that and really looking at it objectively and symbolically, we can then experience a more expanded view of it. And maybe you'll know why and maybe you won't. But I guarantee you at some point down the road, you'll probably figure it out. Every person, everything has some type of chain reaction, and it is getting us and it is propelling us. And maybe it's your story. Maybe it's your empathy for people. Maybe it's that connection to somebody or something or the community. We never really know. Sometimes we might not. But expressing the gratitude of everybody that comes into our life because they are all here for our highest good. And I definitely love celebrating and expressing the people that I feel inspire me, because I get inspired so easily and by so many people. And it is an amazing feeling to feel inspired. I just absolutely love it. Those are some of the ways you can think of that sacred truth, all is one, and how to encompass it, how we can look and view our relationships with others and how we interact consciously with others, what unions we form. Do these relationships support your development, or maybe these relationships are showing you it's not supportive of your development, and maybe some of them are hindering your development? Who do you want to keep around in your life? Who might be in your life that it's time to let go of? And maybe that's the learning lesson right there, is can I do this on my own, or can I let go of this person that is essentially keeping me in a negative vibration? I would say keeping me down, but I think that you can definitely, the energy is of a constrictive nature. And so if they're in a different vibration than what you're trying to strive for, your body knows. And I think that this is the best thing about the chakras, and the most exciting thing about really diving into these chakras is that we can just look within. We don't need a psychic. We don't need a guide, a mentor, a coach. If you want to reach out and get some more reassurance, great, but you can really center yourself, look deep within, calm yourself to the point of really listening to what your body is telling you. And your body is always guiding you. Our spirit is guiding us. We just have to quiet the mind to understand what it's trying to say. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I can't wait to talk to you about the solar plexus. If you enjoyed this podcast, please make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review so that we can connect with more people to develop our mind, body, and spirit.